Walking Macau Streets. Dear Lord, show me a sign. Give me a map. Oh yeah.
It's kind of a pretty street, actually. Kind of got this interesting peak. This area used to be like on the outside of the gates of the traditional Portuguese city, and then they built all these kind of grid-like streets. And I think out here they used to have these old colonial style houses, so this peak. And so yeah, we started way down at the other end where the temple is at. So this was Pedro Coutinho, and we're in this neighborhood called we're gonna be walking directly down this street. Before we go down, we're kind of at this interesting area because there's a beautiful temple right here, which I'm not gonna go into today, but I have filmed in it before. And there's also this little back alley in here with this Kun Yen Tong street, which is in here with these little benches and such, which is kind of cool, which I would love to explore and focus on today. But I have to go that direction to get to where I'm going. So we're going to, I'm going to step back and then I'm just going to walk straight through that way. So that's going to be our target street, but I'm going to go into the behind this temple a little bit and we start this video. $2024. Let's check out Macau. Come on. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff here. This little Beco de Cana right here. This little alleyway. There's this kind of stuff over here. All kinds of cool stuff that we came up to right in this space. But I can't focus on that because I need to get somewhere. So instead what we're gonna do is to show you that this benches and such is here and this temple is here. But we're gonna be going across the street, and that's gonna be our focus street. And we're in this area, I think in Chinese they're called like Gosida. I have to hurry and catch the green light. So this particular street is called Pedro Coutinho, and that's going to be what our focus is going to be, going down this way. And there's our street, Pedro Coutinho, Rua de Pedro Coutinho, and it comes right out to right here. There's a cemetery on the other side, a couple cemeteries, shrines, temple. This is where they signed, the Americans signed a treaty here in the 1800s, so it has a historic value. Maybe I'll talk about that another time in another video, because there is a lot to say about this little space. But we're gonna walk down Pedro Coutinho Street, and you can see on the right side there's all this kind of mold. It's like layers and layers of mold. But there's kind of the beauty to that mold as well. And I don't know what would be on the other side. I guess that. Okay, so we're gonna keep on going down, and I think I'm gonna cross the street over to this side. Because I want to show these little side streets everywhere. So this is a little Travessa de Pedro Coutinho. And I think that Travessa goes around in a circle. I have filmed it before. But I want to stay focused on this street. It's kind of a pretty street, actually. And actually, to be honest, I used to live on this street. My first address in Macau was on this street, Pedro Coutinho, Queen's Court. I'll show you what it looks like later. This is a little Travessa, a little thing in Portugal. But I need to keep on walking, so we're going to keep on walking. got this interesting peak. This area used to be like on the outside of the gates of the traditional Portuguese city, and then they built all these kind of grid-like streets. And I think out here they used to have these old colonial style houses, so this pink one looks like it could have been that, or this could have been some kind of business, you know, built in a different time period. It's a little out of context with what's here now. And our target street is right there. Pedro, Coutinho. Okay, so we're gonna take advantage of this crossing. And then I'll flip the camera back in a moment. So that's where we started out at, was by that temple down that way. And this is this other street down that way. And we are going to go down Rua de Pedro Coutinho. So we're going to walk down this way, and then we're going to keep on walking down. So it's kind of a cool street though. Manning's is here. There's actually a bunch of restaurants to the left here that we're going to walk by in a moment. There's one. There's I used to live near here, and there was some interesting restaurants that would pop up and kind of disappear. There's Ryukyu Goods for Living, and there's Elise, which is like French bread. King's Court, which is next to the one that I used to live in. Now they got a Sensco. I don't remember that being here before. Oh, maybe I was. So this is Sensco. And then I used to live right here. Ah, that wasn't Sensco. I remember that now. But I would have lived in this apartment building. And it looks like some of those grocery stores that I knew, they turned into Sensco. And I would have lived way up there. And you overlooked right into another apartment, which is pretty typical here in Macau. So I'm going to cross the street again. Pedro Coutinho. That restaurant has a second-story dining room. The McDonald's also has a second-story dining room as well. Used to be a phone shop to the left, but I think it's gone. No, it's still there. Used to buy phones there. Okay, so we're going to cross this road in a minute. And then you got McDonald's right on the corner, so if you sit at that McDonald's, you have some really good views of the street. And that's our target street up there, Pedro Coutinho. Kind of a cool area. Okay, so next we're going to walk down this way. There's a bus stop up there. That bus used to get me to Hong Kong really quickly, because that bus is like almost directly to the Macau ferry. And then once you're at the Macau ferry, you just cross immigration real quick, and then suddenly you're on your way to Hong Kong. I believe this is going to end up by that green building, I think. There's a Japanese cuisine shop to the right. It's been there a while because I remember eating there 10 years ago. Okay. Oh, they're taking out air conditioning over there. They do that okay. There's people walking across too. Let's see if they make it or not. Dangerous. Okay, they made it. So we're gonna keep on going down. Got some more restaurants. There's also a hotel in this area too. I think we might have passed that hotel already. But... okay. Pedro Coutinho Street. Oh yeah, and this one also goes up to all these kind of cool looking boutique shops. And then way down there, there's like a red market area. Let me just walk across real quick. It's like a marketplace down that way. Fernando Mendes Pinto. Okay, so let's keep on going. And then on this side, we're gonna start seeing all these little boutique shops. Here's El's Boutique. Here's a flower shop. Futuristic. Carpo. And I think this one is a flower shop. Flower pavilion and fashion shop, so boutique shop. We got some other stuff up there. Kind of cool looking balconies over there. Another boutique shop. Looks like appliance. Actually that one they repair, so I've actually had stuff repaired there before. Parking garage. Mushroom. There's a sugar-free bakery. So we're still on our target street. We're still on Pedro Coutinho. And I think we still got a little bit more to go. We'll just kind of give you a little context of where we all are now. We got some pretty cool looking apartment buildings on this space. And I think our street continues, so we're gonna keep going up it. I'll confirm this in a moment. This also could have went to another street, so we'll see in a short moment. Nope, still continues. Let me just see here. So now it's going to end. So that actually goes to another street called Ultramar. This is not to be our focus. Ultramar. It's kind of cool looking buildings though. So ours actually ends right there. Pedro Coutinho. And it's gonna walk right down the middle of the street. And so yeah, we started way down at the other end where the temple is at. So this was Pedro Coutinho, and we're in this neighborhood called, we basically call it Gosida. My mispronunciation is not right, but I don't know the name in English. But in Chinese, it's like Gosida. So, Pedro Coutinho Street. $2024. Let's check out Macau. Come on.